What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of College Basketball Hangout. Sorry about that. Had my phone jamming for a minute. What's good, y'all? I apologize. I've been, I don't know, man, just in a weird state. Weird state. Yesterday, missed the show completely, and I apologize to y'all. Trust me, that's the last thing I wanted to do after sweeping the board, you know? But we've been running hot, so we're going to keep it going. Let me get a couple guys in here and a couple people in here because looks like we got one person watching, which is yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'll do it. I'll do it by myself. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'll just I'll just do it all for myself. But anyway, good to see everybody here. I wanted to take a moment because I've been chatting with a guy on Twitter from Colorado, Luis JPZ, my guy, Gilberto, what's good? So anyway, Luis, really good guy, and I just wanted to kind of explain why I do this. I don't get paid to be on this. Don't get paid to post my picks. I've been gambling for a long time. I do this for a living. But the thing is, I do this because when I was younger, there wasn't an internet. God, I wish there was. You know what I mean? But then again, if there was, I might have been throwing money away because you're following the wrong people. So you got to really be careful of who you're tailing. Make sure you do a little research on who you're tailing because people put stuff up. And I don't like to put like I'm playing this play for 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, this and that. And people ask me what's your best play and all that other stuff. What's up, Wayne? What's good? What's good, Talia? The reason it just bugs the piss out of me. I do the asterisks just to let people know. Look, I like this play a little bit more. I'm putting a little bit more on it. But I don't advise other people to do that. I want everybody to bet within their means. I don't want anybody overextending themselves or betting their last dollar or chasing losses because you got to remember, man, you got to have money to make money in this game. So there's always tomorrow. So Luis, that's why I do this, and I do it because I'm thinking of myself as a younger gambler and just starting out in the game and not really knowing what the ins and outs of this. So that's why I'm doing the show. That's why I post my picks so I can kind of give people a chance to get off on the right foot, pay a bill if they need to pay a bill, or get out of trouble if they need to get out of trouble. So without further ado, let's step on to our first game today, and we are going to give me 1 second here. I got to pull my notes up. I was rambling on and not even pulling my notes up. All right, we're going to Greensboro, North Carolina, where Charleston is playing North Carolina A&T, and North Carolina A&T. This is their first year in the Colonial, so this is a Colonial matchup. I don't know if they're ready to step up. I mean, they've actually played pretty well. They played pretty tight. The last game that they played was against Hofstra. They lost by 2, and Hofstra's a decent team, especially here in the Colonial. And then the game before that, in the Northeastern, they played Northeastern, another Colonial team, and they they got beat up pretty good. So it doesn't look like they fared too well in New England there, but in New York against Hofstra, I don't know. Maybe Hofstra was having an off night, or maybe this North Carolina A&T team is realizing the competition they're in for and is stepping up. But they're going into they're coming back home. They're playing Charleston. Charleston's the top of the class in the CAA this year. Them and UNCW, I totally. If I had future money in, I could get a future on it, I'd put Charleston and UNCW in the finals for the CAA tournament in February or March, whatever it be. So this Charleston team, it's a team that I've really liked betting this so far this year. They've really come to play. I got them last night at 5.5. They're at 6.5 now. I'd still play them at 6.5. I think they could be up 10 at this game, and maybe by that time, by halftime, North Carolina A&T realizes what kind of battle they're in, and maybe they'll fight back. Statistically speaking, they're just not in the same class. It's just not even really close, to be honest with you. I think the closest stats they might have are on the defensive level, but offensively, I just don't think that they can put up the points to be able to match with Charleston. So I'm on Charleston first half, but Charleston is 14-1. Maybe they are a little full of themselves. Maybe they come in here overlooking. I got five units on this game. I don't like to advertise that too much, but for purposes, I do. I am. I'll let you know. But it's a game I'm comfortable with. But I do realize that these are human beings playing, and anything can happen. So just keep that in mind. If you want to try and dump a bunch of money on here, make sure you have it to lose. That's all I got to say. Next game up, we're gonna go with is Wofford. I apologize. Big Boss is out with our guy Paco Healy for lunch today, so he might pop in with us. He might not. We'll see. But next game up, I got is Wofford, and I took Wofford first half. They're going into in the Macon and Hawkins Arena to take on Mercer, and I don't understand this line. This line is really short, in my opinion. I have this game like head and shoulders above the 1.5 on the full game. So I probably should have a couple asterisks on Wofford, to be honest with you. But maybe they know something I don't know. Maybe the books know something I don't know. So I'm pretty solid on Wofford. There's really not too much I can say about them. They're a really good offensive team, but then again, Mercer's a really good offensive team. So I expect a lot of points on this. I like Wofford in the first half, and let's go to my next bet here. My next bet is 63.5. This is crazy because I got it last night at 65.5 and it went down. What the fuck, man? I'm like, what the fuck? But you know what? I love when lines move against me. I don't know what it is. If the line's moving with me, it scares me. Moving against me, I love it. So I'm good with this, man. I think this over 63.5 is a good play. Had I have it to do over again, I would have put an asterisk next to this play right here, just to let you guys know. Just in case, if you all follow me on Twitter, you most likely know what the asterisks mean. Every asterisk I put is 2 units, in addition to the 1 unit that I would put on the play to begin with, because I'm 1 unit better. And 1 unit to me is 110 to win 100. So that's my unit size. So when I definitely, I think I'm gonna go another unit on this one, maybe 2. To be honest with you, I like I like this total. I don't really see neither of these teams have really good defenses, but both of these teams' offenses are in the top 50 in the country. So I think we're going to see some points. So that said, we'll move on to the next game. We'll keep it at a nice brisk pace here. And I am taking, this is crazy because I'm on straight road teams all over the place. And I didn't even notice this, but I think I was last night too. And the night before. I don't know what it is. Let me find my notes on this game. Sorry, laughing at myself. So we got Northern Iowa going into Valparaiso, and the line on this is Northern Iowa is minus 1. Minus 2.5. So we're getting. Hold on here. I gotta look at something because either I wrote this in wrong or this line has changed. So give me a second here. Let me pull up I'm on FanDuel here just in case anybody wants to know what I'm looking at. Let me find this game on FanDuel real quick because I just entered in these lines and I might have entered it in wrong. And I apologize if I did. I'm almost positive I entered it in wrong. Okay, I did. So the first let me pull that back. Let me fix that for you guys. So we're all on the same page here. 1.5 and there we go. All right, so Northern Iowa minus 1.5 in the first half. You know, I really like to bet road teams in the first half because, um, when it doesn't matter what the it doesn't matter what the game is, or like what the game is. Home teams are gonna come, like if they're getting beat up in the first half, they're gonna make it a game in the second half or try to, depending on what type of team it is. And Valparaiso is that type of team that I I wouldn't I wouldn't bet Northern Iowa a full game. So I'd only take them first half. Both these teams, Northern Iowa 6-8, Valparaiso 6-9. Both these teams are pretty comparable as far as records go. But when you get into the stats, you have a little bit of an edge with Northern Iowa, especially in the defensive part of the game. Their defensive rating is 98.3, which is 130th in the country, compared to the offensive rating of Valparaiso, which is 98.3, which is over 300. So you have a big discrepancy there. And as long as Northern Iowa is locking down their D, they should be able to take care of business, especially here in the first half, barring any crowd noises or anything, but I mean, I don't know if it's still the holidays, if people are back at school yet or not, but you know, I just think I just really think that Northern Iowa gets the job done in the first half here. And if we want to keep looking at the stats, an offensive rating, you have 103.7 offensive rating, which is like 229th in the country for Northern Iowa, compared to 105.5 defensive rating, which is 281st in the country. So, we kind of wash each other out there, but the big discrepancy is on the defensive end for Northern Iowa. And I think that they're going to come to play, and they're going to shut down Valparaiso, and at least in the first half, and then maybe Valparaiso, coaches them up at the halftime and figures out a way to beat the scheme they're playing. So, that's why I'm on Northern Iowa first half. Next game here, Chattanooga. Chattanooga's been a team, and this is a game that scares me because I do like betting UNC Greensboro. Chattanooga's playing UNC Greensboro, and this game is in Greensboro. It's in the Greensboro Coliseum where the ACC tournament is played, and so it's a big arena, but that doesn't really matter. But at the same time, this UNC Greensboro team scares me. They're a team I like to bet on, but in this situation, it's Chattanooga. It's got to be. Hold on, I'm going to mute myself real quick because I got to sneeze. Sorry. All right, sorry about that. So, Chattanooga's averaging 79.6 points per game versus the 70 and a half that UNC Greensboro's averaging. But here's where the difference is. Actually, I don't even know if it's really it's a difference, but it's a pretty big difference. In offensive rating, Chattanooga's 117.9, which is ninth in the country. That's insane, man. They're ninth in the country in offensive rating. But at the same time, you look at this UNC Greensboro team, and they're a defensive team with a rating of 94.1, which is 58 in the country. So you have two top rated a top rated defense and a top rated offense playing. But then you look at the flip side, and UNC Greensboro's offense, their offensive rating's 103, which is 250th in the country, versus a defensive rating of little over 100, which is 187th or something around there for Chattanooga. So it, you really have to, I guess the really screaming number at this is that offensive rating for Greensboro. I think that Chattanooga, we know they have the offense to put the ball in the hoop. I think that the defensive edge here is what gives us the win here for Chattanooga. At least in the first half. So I think we're good there. I think we're good at this one. So let's move on to our next one here. I'm not even looking at comments. I'm sorry, guys. Let me take a look at you guys. See what's good though. There's our guy, Big Boss. What up, y'all? Zachariah, what's good, my guy? This is my guy, man. He's Punt School Discord, man. He's the CEO, interim CEO of the Discord chat, Punt School. My man, good to see you in here, bro. Ixnizzle, my brother. There's our guy, Luis. What's good, brother? I was talking about you earlier, man. I don't know if you were in here or not, but I appreciate you, my man. And anytime you got any questions or whatever, DM me, man. I'm always down to chat with you and answer any questions you have, bro. I'm all about teaching people how to gamble and pick their spots and make sure that they use money management. That's the biggest thing in the world is money management and discipline, as far as being having longevity in this game. All right, let's get back to our games here. Gardner Webb, next game up. Gardner Webb's playing Campbell. This game is in it's at it's at Campbell. I'm laughing because I don't think I'll be able to pronounce the where Campbell's actually at. It's like Butte Creek, North Carolina, or something. So this is a home game for Campbell. If you these lines are funny to me, and I'm guessing because they're in conference. But Gardner Webb, 7-7 against a 5-9 Campbell team. But defensively, I mean, I'm looking at this game and I'm trying to figure out how Campbell's going to even score against Gardner Webb. I mean, obviously, yes, they're going to get buckets, but the defense for Gardner Webb is just sick, man. I mean, they're ranked 33rd in the country in defensive rating. Their offensive rating is 173rd in the country versus 226 offensive rating for Campbell and a 264 defensive rating. So the numbers definitely favor Gardner Webb. To an extent. They both shoot the same amount of threes. They're both averaging the same amount of threes. Gardner Webb's averaging 5-6 more points a game. Pace wise, they're right around the same. Field goal percentage wise, they're right around the same. But free throw percentage is where the advantage is at. But being that we're betting first half, we don't really need to worry about that because free throws could come into play down the stretch. Hopefully, they don't come into play in the first half, because if they do, we might get backdoored by Campbell on this one. But offensive rebounds, significant advantage for Gardner Webb. Just rebounds in general per game, they're averaging 35 rebounds per game compared to 28 for Campbell. I'm very comfortable taking the 2.5 in this game. When I was looking at the game last night, and this is the thing, like these lines change from the time I get them in. And also there's a game, this game right here. For some reason, if you guys follow Pump Sports Radio, you'll see my list. And for some reason, on my Twitter page, when I posted my list, in this game, for some reason, I put 5. I think when I do this, it's like 3-4 in the morning, and I think my eyes were just, and I put the full game line down when it should have been 2.5. So my apologies if that threw you off at all. Like, why is it 5? Why is it at 5 here and it's 2.5 here? So that's what the reason was. But I mean, any imbecile can look and say, "Hey, he's got the full game line there." But obviously, somebody didn't fix that for me. So anyway, all right, let's move on to the next game, because this next game's a good one. This is the one that I like. This is the one that I put a little asterisk against. But here's the thing. This is a game that, when you're looking at it, it's UNC Wilmington versus Elon. And you look at Elon. Oh, they suck. They're terrible. 2-13 Elon. You know what I mean? It's funny because the last game they played was against Delaware. And I love Delaware. Delaware's my squad. And I bet Elon all the way around on the board. I don't think I posted that. I think that was right after I was sick. I think Saturday I started to feel better, and I started to bet games. So I don't think I posted this, but yeah, I took Elon getting a whole shitload of points. So they went into Delaware and almost beat them. They played really well, and Elon does step up and play really well. But they're going against the UNCW team here, that UNC Wilmington, that we know can ball out. They hung with North Carolina. Not that North Carolina is all that this year, but they hung with the Tar Heels first game of the season. I'm telling everybody, take UNCW, and everybody's laughing at me. And they're taking that 25 with they're laying the 25 with the Tar Heels. Well, guess who fucking won that, motherfucker? Me. So but Elon does they do play tough, especially when you see these colonial matchups. Statistic wise, I can read the stats off all day long, and none of them are going to even come close to UNC Wilmington. So basically you got to take this with a grain of salt, and just hope that UNC Wilmington's not overlooking Elon in this spot. I don't think they should. They played against Elon twice a year for the past few years in the Colonial, so they know what type of team they're playing with Elon, so they know not to overlook them. UNC Wilmington does have North Carolina A&T next, so they don't play Charleston until next week, and that's going to be a big game. I can't wait for that one. That's the 11th of January, next Wednesday. They're going to play Charleston. I kind of wish that was this Saturday, and if it was, that'd be a spot where I might lean towards Elon. But I mean, this line right here at 5.5, it's at 10, but 5.5 for the first half. It kind of shows you what type of scrappy team Elon is when it comes to these colonial matchups. So I don't expect anything easy in this first half. This might be one we might have to sweat out, just to let you know. I do have 3 units on it, but it's just because I really feel if North Carolina Wilmington puts their head down and just powers through, they're going to win this game, and then they can take their asses back home and relax. But I don't even know if they'll go back home. Well, they have to go back home. So anyway, that's where I stand on this game. Next game up, Alabama A&M. Like you're probably thinking, like, what the hell is this Alabama A&M bullshit? You know what I mean? But it's more of a straight fade. It's a straight fade of Mississippi Valley State. I did it the other day and cashed out with Alabama State. If you remember Monday night when we swept the board, I had Alabama State. That was a straight fade of Mississippi Valley State. Now this is going to bite me in the ass one day, so it could be tonight. I don't think it'll be tonight because I can't see Mississippi Valley State. If Mississippi Valley State covers the first half, it's going to be at home. I don't think it's going to be on the road. So I'm good tonight. This line is actually went up a point since I put it in last night. Both these teams really aren't that good. I mean, you have Alabama A&M. They're playing. They're scoring 71.4 points a game compared to 53 and a third for Mississippi Valley State. Jerry Rice is not is not a fan of his basketball team, his college basketball team. I'll tell you that much. At least I wouldn't be if I was him. But anyway, so we'll move on to Arkansas Pine Bluff. This is a team that I took the other night on Monday night again. They squeaked out. Actually, I think they were getting points in the first half. And I think they won the first half. I actually expect them to do that again tonight. They're playing. Let me pull that up. My apologies, y'all. I gotta figure out. Okay, they're playing Alabama State, the Alabama State team that we bet on Monday night. Well, we're betting against them tonight. Um, I think they come back home happy about their little win against Mississippi Valley State. I guess maybe Arkansas Pine Bluff is a decent team. These teams match up pretty well. They both are averaging 63.7 points per game. The pace is right around the same. The Arkansas Pine Bluffs a little bit faster. They're 51st in the country in pace at 71.1, where Alabama State is 70.3 at 77th in the country. So they're both pretty fast teams. And the actually, I'm looking at this and I might end up talking myself into a first half over. But the shooting is so terrible on for Alabama State. I mean, they shoot 44%. That's their true shooting percentage is 44%. I'm like, holy shit, you know, and their field goal percentage, like actual field goal percentage, is 35%. So, and then they're shooting like 3 points per game, three pointers per game. They're averaging 6 3 pointers per game compared to 7.5 by Arkansas Pine Bluff. Um, I just Arkansas Pine Bluff is averaging 3 more steals per game. I just think the smart money's with Arkansas Pine Bluff. I'm actually half tempted to take it on the money line. Let's see what I can get on the money line. I'm not. Um, I'd have to look at Caesars because this is where I would bet if I was to bet it on the money line. So I'm gonna take a look right now for you guys. But I like it on the money line. But I do. I don't know. For some reason, I've just really just been concentrating on just taking the points, even though I think a team's going to win. Just because I need to build up my bankroll, so I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. But let's look at this Arkansas Pine Bluff because I think this is a game that I might roll up there and hit the money line in the first half. I apologize. This is really unprofessional of me, but we're not on a professional level here. We're on Who-Bangin. What up, Dow? So let's take a look at the chat while I'm sitting here rambling on. Shit, my fault, boss. Give me a second. How the fuck do I even do that, bro? Sorry, boss is wanting to come in, so I need to send them the link. So I gotta get him a link in here. Let me get that in here. Here, enter studio, and we will get you a link, boss. Give me 1 second. Oh man, my fault, guys. My fault, guys. Oh man, this is terrible. All right. Damn it. All right. This is the. I gotta go away. All right, now I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. What's good, Kev? What's good, Sab? Sorry about that, y'all. I'm trying to get boss a link in here, and I by no means am know what the hell I'm doing with these things. So my nose is running now after I sneezed. Let's get back to our games here. We talked about Arkansas Pine Bluff, and we are going to. And boss, I left your money line parlay. It's going to be last here, so if you want to jump in and you can talk about it, you're good to go. All right, so this one here, Virginia Tech, first half -2.5. Virginia Tech is taking on. Who are they taking on? I get so many games in my head, man. Clemson, that's right. Clemson's coming into Blacksburg, and um, this game right here, I pump the brakes until you find out if what's his name, the Hunter Couture, if Hunter Couture is playing. If Hunter Couture is playing, Virginia Tech's going to roll. But he was out last game and hurt. I think it was last game he was out, and they ended up losing, or he went out. No, he went out against Boston College, and he ended up losing against Boston College, and then they lost against Wake Forest. So, yeah, I definitely would pay attention to that. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. All right, my bad. Had a delivery. Had a delivery that I had time for. So anyway, all right. So let's get back to this game. This game, Virginia Tech and Clemson. This is in Blacksburg. Both these teams, Clemson's coming off 2 losses. They need to right the ship, but Hunter Couture has to be playing. He's not only a threat from behind the arc, but also defensively. So, they really need him back in the lineup. His presence is definitely missed. So yeah, that I would definitely check into that before you start laying a bunch of money on it. Excuse me. Just to that definitely look into that. Just make sure, see if you can find anywhere if Hunter Couture is going to play. If he plays, jump all over it. If he doesn't, you might be in for a sweat. Not saying that Virginia Tech needs to right the ship, and Clemson is the team that they can right the ship against. So Clemson is by no means a powerhouse in the ACC, but Virginia Tech needs to get things back on track. So anyway, let's get back to the last game here. The last one we're talking about here is DJ Big Boss's UConn and Nevada money line parlay. I can see where he's coming with UConn. UConn's a team that I wanted to take. I wanted to take them first half so bad, and I still might. I still might just throw them on a parlay, man. Just pop them in there. But they're playing Providence, and Providence I think is undervalued, man. They're underrated, undervalued. Ed Coley's a great coach. Not saying anything against Danny Hurley. Danny Hurley is a good coach himself. I mean, they've got a great team in there, but UConn's coming off of a loss. They need to step it up. I could see them getting a first half cover here, and Providence. I just don't know with this game, man. This is a good Big East matchup. It definitely favors Providence being in Providence, but UConn's definitely got a better team, athletically. But Ed Coley's got these guys playing, man, at a good level, and I like where Boss is going with this. I do like where Boss is going with this. I think the line. I don't really think the line is that high, to be honest with you. I think it's like what 2.5 or something like that. 5.5. Sorry, I'm thinking of the first half line when I was looking at it last night. So you got UConn minus 5.5. So he wants the money line parlay this, and let me pull that up on FanDuel here, and we will see what that number is. Come on, man, assholes! I hate this. UConn. One of these days we'll get the technology where once I say the word, well, I guess we do have that technology. I just don't know how to use it. But anyway, the money line in this is 225, minus 225 for Connecticut tonight. I could see them. I could see them getting this outright win, not covering the spread. Or I can see them covering the spread too, but I think they can cover that first half spread. I might jump on them first half, and then Nevada. He's on Nevada here, so let's see who's Nevada got tonight. Nevada is playing. They're playing Colorado State. I like to play. Nevada's 4.5-point favorites. They're minus 182 on the money line. So Big Boss is putting them together to get a plus 120, that's smart. That's smart gambling. And, I need to start thinking that way. I don't think that way for some reason, but that's what that is. So good luck to Boss on that. I don't see why he shouldn't win these games. This Nevada game, I mean, I'm all about betting against Colorado State. I'm not a Colorado State guy as far as it's not a team that I would ever bet on. They're 8-7. They're averaging a couple more points per game more than Nevada, but defensively is where Nevada has the advantage. But you have a really good offense, man. You have an offensive rating of 111 and 111.9. It's 69th in the country for Colorado State. So these it's going to be an offense versus defense type battle here, but where the big difference is going to be is the offense compared to the defense of Colorado State. You have an offense that's probably twice as good as the defense for Colorado State. So I like to play. I definitely like it on the money line. I wouldn't. I think they do cover the 4.5, but yeah, I mean you can always count on Boss to pull these numbers up. So there it is, man. I got to get going because I gotta get to the casino. So I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me, and please do me a favor, bet responsibly. Let's make some fucking money, and I will see you guys tomorrow, man. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and please bet responsibly, and let's cash tickets. Led by